White girls in horror movies. You gotta love them. Okay, so the forest moon of Endor. So the forest follows the story of a woman named Sara, and after having a strange feeling that her twin sister may be in trouble, she travels to Japan where her sister is last seen. She then gets information that the last time anybody has heard from her sister, she went into a forest that's known for people going in there to commit suicide. And it turns out that the forest is actually haunted from the evil spirits of those people, but that doesn't stop Sara from finding her lost sister. Now with the help of a new friend and a tour guide, Sara must find her twin sister before any of the haunted spirits get her, with the possibility of Sara killing herself. Now considering this is the beginning of January, we always have to have a horror movie to kick off the brand new year, and why, I honestly can't give you a straight answer. But this year is The Forest, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I was actually interested to see how this movie would turn out. The whole concept of a forest known for the evil spirits of the people that killed themselves, I don't know, that sounded really interesting to me. But don't you kinda hate when you're wrong? Yeah, this is one of those times because The Forest as a horror movie is not good at all. Now let me start off with the acting, because I say it's probably the best aspect of the movie because I want to start off positive before we get into the real shit. You got Natalie Dormer as Sara, and I say that what she was given to her role, she did the best she could. I thought she didn't do that bad. Could it have been played by any other girl out there in Hollywood trying to make it big? Of course, it's not like Natalie Dormer was born to be this character. But again, what I saw on screen, I didn't mind her. I thought she was okay. And you got this one dude named Taylor Kinney, who I've honestly never heard before. Let's take a look at his filmography for a second. Okay, so you got Rock the Casbah, The Other Woman, holy shit. Zero Dark 30, okay. That's honestly it. I honestly don't know what to say, guys. Yeah, for him, it's the typical guy meets girl scenario and the guy trying to keep the girl from doing dumb shit in a horror movie. He's that character. But the thing with this guy is that he's pretty close to being a plank of wood. He really gave a lifeless performance in the movie. There were a couple scenes where he could have showed more emotion or even fear. I didn't really buy this guy as a human being. Natalie Dormer did an immensely better job than him, and I know you don't go into a horror movie to see performances, you really go in for the scares. And quite honestly, the horror quality was an absolute mess. I mean, you have such an interesting concept of a suicide forest where people go out there to kill themselves, and Natalie Dormer is out there trying to find her sister where evil spirits are popping up and they're making her question, oh shit, could that be real? That sounds awesome to me. But no, instead you get your typical run-of-the-mill jump scares clouded with tons and tons of cliches. Like there's this one scene where she's hanging out in the forest at night in her tent, yeah, I know. And it's not really a spoiler considering this is in the trailer, which in my opinion, I don't think it matters because you're not gonna see this movie anyway. She starts hearing noises from outside and she, with the brightest mind ever, decides to go deep in the woods and check out the scary noises she heard, and it ends with a thing popping out at her. Like, I'm not even kidding, there was the most cliche horror scenario where it's like, oh, she heard noises in the basement, she has to go check it out. There's literally a scene exactly like that in this movie. And you kind of roll your eyes and it makes you shout, are you kidding me? Don't go in there. These characters have an immense amount of illogic in here. I mean, it's not even the actor's fault, it's really the writer's fault for this atrocity. Because I saw the potential in it being a pretty decent psychological horror movie, you know, the type where the movie just messes with your mind. A movie where it could be so much more than your typical jump scare flick where it comes in and says, hey, I'm different from the rest of the garbage that's out there. But then you come to realize that the scenes where it's building tension and then a jump scare happens and then immediately changes tone from that point, you come to the conclusion that it's wasted potential. And that's what The Forest is in a nutshell. It's wasted potential. Because in the end, The Forest had okay performances, Natalie Dormer was okay, and that dude... kinda sucked. But it's clouded by the most basic horror movie cliches, and you come to the conclusion that it's wasted potential. But I will admit there were a couple scenes where it did grab me, so it wasn't a complete abomination, but The Forest could have been so much more. Because I say, if you want to see The Forest, it's best to not see it in theaters. Just wait till the Netflix release. It's funny because Natalie Dormer reminded me of a 16-year-old girl who goes to Knott's Scary Farm for the first time with her boyfriend, being scared by everything and shit. But I want to know what your guys' thoughts are about The Forest for those poor souls who've already seen it. Whatever they are, leave them down below. And as always, you can follow me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and all that social media shit down below. Keep in contact with me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And as always, may the Force be with you.